Welcome everyone. It's Hai, co-founder of Eva.guru. I have my co-host and great friend Omar, and today we have Alex.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Who is
hi everybody. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Alex, for joining. So before Alex, like Omar, where are you now? I mean, looks like
I'm at the moment in Morocco, literally at the beach. But really, that's the beauty of it, because I just can come and do a podcast. That's
so podcast from the beach. Omar is reporting from the beach,
live and direct.
Morocco.
Live and direct.
And I think Alex is not very far away, but he's not on the beach.
Yeah, not in Morocco, I'm in Spain, but I'm on Tenerife, Canary Islands, so I'm not so far from Omar.
Oh my God!
Okay, beach, but probably I'll go to the beach after the podcast.
Right, you are not super far away, but yeah, I mean it's a very nice place too. So it looks like, and I'm in San Diego as always. So we are all in.
No, this is always the sun where the sun always shines in San Diego.
I mean, this is like what we sell to the Amazon sellers. Like, as we are in the Amazon business, all of us are on the beach, and there has
exactly
of that. Like, it's a nice business. If you work hard, work smart, you can.
It's serious,
right? And then you can be on the beach all the time.
Exactly.
So thank you, Alex, for joining. So this is the Aggregators and Brands show. We talk about the brand strategies, primarily focused on Amazon in US, in Europe. And you kind of like, I know that like you work with a lot of brands that are selling on Amazon. Maybe let's start with an introduction. Please tell us more about like yourself and Wapi, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you very much. So my name is Alex Friedman. I'm co-founder of Wapi company. So we say that we help to go sellers, e-com sellers, to go global and act local in every country where they go with us. So we started with warehousing and fulfillment, and then added marketing in the previous year. So to understand easily, what we do is, for example, you have a wonderful product in San Diego and you want to start competing and selling it in Spain. You move your goods to our local warehouse in Spain, and we fulfill it, pick, pack it, and ship and deliver in 24, 48 hours in Spain. And do it for the cheap price, for the local cheap price. You get all the tracking numbers, so you got the dashboard, you see everything what's happening in Spain. Then you say that you want to do the same in Italy. We help you to do it in Italy. Then you go with us to Germany, then to United Kingdom, then to Bulgaria, Romania, then to Poland, and all over the Europe. So we're trying to break the borders of European countries and bring Europe as one whole market that actually is even slightly bigger than in the United States if you look at all at once. So okay. That's what we do.
Wow,
we help with fulfillment, delivery, and starting from the previous year, we're Allegro, the biggest Polish marketplace official service provider. So we help you to set up your sales in Poland. And in our plan is to add the marketplaces in every country where we are presented. According to Amazon, most of our clients are using Wapi as Amazon preparation center, because everybody knows how it became difficult to work with Amazon logistics. There are a lot of difficulties. Prices are high for storage, for example, fees for the stock that is not turning in the way that Amazon wants. So it's much easier to locate your goods at our warehouse in Germany, in UK, and then to send us orders to deliver the appropriate amount of goods to Amazon. That's what we do for the Amazon sellers.
Very nice. Europe. Very nice.
I mean, this is exactly what I was talking with him about yesterday. The localization right now is so important, because we can see we all sit in different locations. This is all global by a button, by pressing a button. You understand? It's so important that we understand who we're dealing with, which country we deal with, which customer avatar we deal with, what is the different customs in the different countries. For example, when Wapi has people on the ground, they know exactly what to do. Everything is localized, same as for us, same as for Eva. you need to understand all the behaviors of the different cultures in order to make this happen. And this is why I think it's really, really good to speak with Wapi about this, because the localization process is definitely very important. And once everyone, I mean, most of the customers or as well agencies understand that, we will be really like closing the gap and have a really nice network in order to really create our own ecosystem altogether.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
very important, and to understand that it is not only about setting up, it is about controlling and management. Yes, you're also from logistics. Yeah, you've got in EVA, you've got the warehouses, so you understand that it is something that you must always control. For example, previous week I was in Valencia. We were fixing some things at our warehouse there in Spain. We've got 2 warehouses in Spain, but e-com seller, they can't fly all the time and fix workflow and business processes. Yes, if something is wrong with the KPIs, they just want a solution that works and that works everywhere. And somebody must do the job on the ground. So that's what Wapi is doing.
By the way, Alex, there is one thing, there is still a lot of sellers. They think that, I mean, I understand they start typically in US, they start like using their garage as their first warehouse. That's okay because they are small. Now, after that, like at some point, they always dream about having a warehouse, having like managing the warehouse. And I always say, I mean, are you stupid, guys? I mean, this is not your business. Like, for example, I mean, we are all founders, like, and I hope we make some money. And do we dream about like having our own bank? Like, I mean, let's have our own bank so we can put our own money into our own bank. I mean, this is not a dream. Like the 3PL warehousing is a totally different job, like totally different. Like it's either you can create another second business, which I can understand. Like this is my second business. Like it's a 3PL logistic service. But if it is not your business, if you're an e-commerce seller, then it should be all about like, you know, you use the best service, like use Wapi, use EVA, but you know, like it's much better idea to let the professionals that are dedicated to warehousing. I think, you know, that makes a lot of sense.
And you have the warehouses in States, right?
That's right.
So
it's in the East Coast in Houston. And also in the West Coast in California, in Riverside. It's around now 100,000 square feet. And I fully, and by the way, in Europe, it's more complicated. Obviously, in US, it's one big country.
I just wanted to tell you, just imagine that you have got several different countries, absolutely different courier services, with absolutely different API, different structure of statuses and tracking numbers. They fixed their system in different timings. So if the July can come and the courier in Spain will change something, we will have to adapt it. Otherwise, the sellers will not receive the tracking numbers. This is absolutely different warehouses with different WMS systems. And so we have to combine all of it in one so that it would be one wonderful product. Somebody from our competitor, there are a few competitors in the European market. They started off creating one unique WMS system for all the warehouses. This could be the solution, but luckily I found out that even Amazon is not doing this. So Amazon has their WMS for their warehouses, and to all the partners, they say, just do the job. Here are the KPIs. You must work good. We don't bother how you do it over there, but you must be at super high quality level. And the main thing is that you said, to manage all of these subcontractors, you have to have experience of 15 years in logistics before. Then you can get the high level of quality. And if you come from the I am e-com seller, give me the best service, give me the best prices, and you start to shout, like nobody will work with you, and you will never get it. You will just jump from subcontractor to subcontractor, and your headache will be huge. So yes, as you said, just use the right 3PL company and think about the product and the marketing. because all the rest we will do for you.
That's a very good point. Now back to our major like topic, and Omar and I are always talking about the aggregators and brands. And maybe let's talk about like the current status. Like we are in June now, and things are a bit like, or maybe not a bit, but I think there is a slowdown. Like, I mean, the last time we talked about like the aggregator slowdown, which started like triggered by Trust.io, like, kind of, laying off a lot of people, and that was all in the news. And we also kind of hear that the investors are kind of waiting now to put more money into the aggregators. I don't know, Omar, I think we didn't hear much about no investment in the last maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks, isn't it?
Actually, there were a few. There were a few, very, very few, which had like the last round of fundings. But it generally, you're right, it slowed down completely. And actually, like, I don't know what do you think, but I was a bit shocked to see so many people get laid off by these big corporations so fast, or being put on a contract where actually they're getting they don't get a fixed salary anymore, and they get percentage of or something, So it happened very fast. I didn't expect that it goes so fast. I expected it goes a bit slower, But this is how the game goes, and now we're looking at, I don't know how far we are with the layoffs and how far we're down with the numbers. But last time I checked, there were quite a few on LinkedIn, which actually were searching for new opportunities. So I think we are in a phase of kind of really slow down, and let's see where we go, because as Alex already mentioned, we don't really know what's going to happen in Q4. Are we going to pump or what's going to happen? So I'm really watching this very closely. So what are you guys thinking about it? Where this will go?
I can tell you some news from today. I had another webinar for my YouTube channel 3 hours ago, and it was about the topic the seasons and gift products, gift category.
Seasonal,
and my guest showed the statistics of the Mother's Day in States, and it is 20% less than in the previous year.
Yeah.
So
okay.
20% less already.
Yeah, makes a lot of. There are two. I tell you the reasons, like, because I'm already like in this thing, right? Because then I'm always like working, and I forget about like, getting a gift for my wife as on behalf of my kids, right? So I need to. So what I do is like last minute, maybe I go and get some flowers, right? And I did the same thing. I rushed to the supermarket to get the flowers, and I was like a bit surprised, because normally, I mean, let's say typically, let's say like 10 roses, maybe it's like $20. Let's say, I don't remember exactly, $20, but now it's like $30, $35 already. We are talking about like a normal 10% inflation, but on these flowers, it was like 30-40%, and that's what I see almost on everything on the supermarket. So inflation, number one, is the number one reason. Like, I mean, like people are hesitating to buy, and there is a customer sentiment index, another very much like a statistics, like that is normally delivered by the Michigan University every month. And according to that customer sentiment index, which shows the customers' demand to buy products, unfortunately, the levels in US are very close to 2008, which was kind of like just before the crisis situation. Having said that, the situation is not as bad as 2008. I mean, it's far away from that right now. but
Not yet, yeah. That's what
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, for example, Alex was talking about like, should he invest in warehousing in US? And my response to him was, no, he shouldn't, because it's not the right time to invest. But
Absolutely,
definitely use
absolutely.
the
That's what's
EVA.
happening. That's what's happening. Everybody is cutting the costs. Absolutely everybody. Every smart entrepreneur now is cutting the costs. Every smart person is cutting his family costs. Everybody is cutting the costs because you don't know what will happen tomorrow, what will happen in July, in August, in September, and October. So probably the
I mean, he was cutting the cost, cut the internet. Internet is cut with Alex, I think, but he will come back soon. Are you there, right? Omar,
I'm here. I'm right here. I think I thought it was me. That's why I didn't continue, you know, but I think it should be good. He should be right back, you know.
Well,
No, but it's
we don't want to give the bad news. Like, I mean, that's for sure. Like, nobody likes bad news, especially in US. Everybody wants to be very positive about even everything. But I mean, it's good to be cautious. It's good to be cost effective. And we all know that. Hello, Alex, you're back.
Yeah, I'm very sorry because it's it's Tenerife. So I had my internet from the phone and I look what's happened and it was lying under the sunlight. So you know
Right.
when on iPhone it shows like the temperature sauce button, your phone will die. So
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, now it's better. Now it's not dying. But and just like before you left, like you said, like every smart people is like looking at their costs. And I was just like adding to that. So first of all the statistics show us that there is a big slowdown. Let's face with it, like there is a
Yeah,
slowdown.
this for sure. Yes, I agree.
That's for sure. And some people, you know, want to dream like, oh, you know, it will be better in 2 months, etc. It will not be better. Okay, let's face it, it will not be better. So isn't it a great time to look at where there is fat in your organization or in your Amazon business, in your e-commerce business, even in your warehouse business, whatever it is, like look at like what your business is and do the right sizing. Maybe find more agile solutions. For example, we find as EVA, it's an opportunity for us because normally we are cost effective. Like, for example, reimbursements, like we recover funds for Amazon businesses. Normally, other companies charge 20, 25%. We charge 13%. I mean, it's half of the cost, much better service. So the question is like, why not to change? Like if Wapi is providing a better 3PL, if a margin business is faster, doesn't need to be cheaper, like doing localization in French language, but it's much faster and much better service. It's a good time to change, right?
absolutely. I will tell you that this is exactly the moment when all the sellers who have their own warehouses, they start to lose money because they have a lot of fixed costs and they think, wow, it would be better if I would use 3PL now because then my cost would go down in the same speed as the sales. But because I choose to do everything by myself, I have to pay the fixed costs and they are resulting in losses. So yes, in this timing when probably everybody sees and probably there will be the slowdown in sales, you have to look how to save money. What are the opportunities? What can give you the services that are here on the market working for a huge amount of time already? As you said, for 10 years, you've already working. Wapi is only 5 years old, but still we're here to help you save money, be more efficient in costs, and open you new markets, give you new opportunities to earn money. That's a wonderful time. Wonderful time.
Yeah, I also call this like agility. And Omar, you can go ahead, like agility, like how can you create a agile organization? Meaning, I mean, as Darwin said, it's not the strongest, or I don't know, it's not the strongest or how was it like or the oldest or the one that survive. It's the most adaptive which survives, right? So everybody, like we recommend all Amazon sellers, aggregators, you need to adapt. Like even an aggregator in US, they just switched to us, the 3PL. I mean, why aggregators are trying to build supply chain? I don't understand it. Another one was building software, like last week, they provided a free software. And what is free software? It's okay. I mean, I understand. I love it. Free software. I love it. We use all free software, but are you going to maintain it with like 10 people when the customers are asking you like, this software doesn't work, can you fix it? Like, you're going to have the support people? No, like, I mean, because it's expensive. So it's not about like providing free software, right? Or focusing on supply chain, but it's about focusing on the product, focusing on the marketing. That is the key point. What's your thinking, Omar? Like how what should the Amazon sellers do in this environment?
Like I said, I think really, because like we spoke already about the aggregators, it's now super important that they really look at their costs, where you said where we can cut some fat, how they can best get out of this situation. And from what I've seen, everyone has tried, as you said, they tried to build their own 3PL. They tried even, I suggested it, but they didn't try it. You know, I just spoke with some aggregators about this. If they want to go as well into the shipping, for example, and get their own boats, or, I mean, at the speed as this was going, I mean, I could have seen that they at some point have a cargo ship or some containers on their own. But, you know, this is very, very far-fetched. But when I look, for example, at our services, they were definitely looking at our services, and at the same time they wanted to build an in-house team to do it. But building an in-house team costs a lot of money for training, requires resources, requires somebody who is always there on a regular basis, having things coming in, having specialists actually, and instead of just hiring an agency which is well known, which understands what the customer needs, is much more cost effective than building an in-house team over time and doing maybe like a 50% job. And this goes for your software, and this goes for services like Wapi. So from what I see, in order to survive in this market, everyone needs to go outside and concentrate on what they're good at, and hire people where for example, they would have more costs or more resources to spend, and this way they can concentrate on other things. So I definitely think this is the best way to go. And yeah,
and also to add what Elmar said, it is very very smart to test new markets and new opportunities now by force of outsourced companies like Omar, like Eva, and like what we are doing, because you will have to test new sales channels, because if you were focused on one way and it goes down, you need to go back to the incomes that you want to have, and you can't get it the same way as you did. You will lower the costs, and then you will have to start searching for new sales channels. And in the way, when you hire new people, you build your team, you invest, you spend huge amount of time. It's much easier to go, for example, to Wapi and to test with Wapi Allegro in Poland. Okay, you will spend some budget, but it will be exact budget. Yes, it will be not a salary for unbelievable amount of months, and you never know the result. It is a testing budget. You go to Poland, a testing budget. You go to France, testing budget. You go to UK. So it's very smart now to use outsourced service providers to test new sales channels.
And I'm sure, you are as well working in secret on maybe some other software solutions, what you can provide to customers, especially in these challenging times. Is that true?
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, one of the things that we see, I mean, with aggregators, I'm going to tell you about that one because that's interesting. A lot of top European aggregators. We knocked their doors for many months about dynamic pricing. And the dynamic pricing means based on the demands, trends, seasonality, like recession, slowdown, that an AI engine, an artificial intelligence engine, is changing the prices so that you are maximizing the profits. And I'm telling the same story to the aggregators, and some of them, I mean, they were like, you know, we don't care. Why? Because our top priority is PPC, and we're gonna put more money into PPC to grow the business, etc. And what I'm seeing in the last 2 months is almost every smart aggregator is thinking about dynamic pricing and how to implement a strategy that can change real time the prices. So great idea. Like smart people find that smart solution because it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, if your warehouse cost is changing, even like the Chinese, the currency versus the US currency, like we have that control on EVA now. I mean, if like you're having a currency advantage, you can change the cost and then you let the price to float, the price of the product to maximize the profit. So that's one thing that I see also like can help a lot in a slowdown. The good news is the indications still do not show it will be a recession. So I'm still positive that it will be a slowdown and but it will not be like end of story. E-commerce will continue to grow.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that.
Right? There is no way, because
Absolutely.
e-commerce penetration over retail is growing consistently. And even between 2007, 8, 9, during that crisis in US, or during the COVID, or it's going up. There was only some adjustment done because after COVID, there was retail jumped a bit more. But there is no way, like some of the retailers are dreaming that e-commerce will slow down or it won't be like that. Of course, there will be a retail shop, but today it's still 18, 19%, and it will grow, right? I mean, the e-commerce versus retail.
So wait a second. So we're going further. The younger people, they become older.
Yeah.
And so now everybody who are young, they just shop online. And sometimes there will be 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, in 50 years time. About what retail are we talking about? There will be almost no retail. Everybody will buy everything in phone.
That's a very
I mean, you could see it. You could see it already. I mean, in COVID, it was extreme, okay? But we have seen the opportunity there. You know, we have been all the time on. For example, myself, I think I didn't set one foot out. Everything came home. You know, from food to what I wanted to order. I might have even ordered more than I really needed. You know, so because just it's just a click away. So I don't say that we're in the next that now everything is open and people go back to their old ways. No, because especially they understood now that there is time involved in going to the supermarket. There's time involved in going to the retail, and it's not always like a fun activity. A fun activity to go shopping. It's sometimes it's really annoying to go shopping or to buy things that you just need. So I believe the trend, as you all have said, is really is up on the rise, and we're somehow looking in the next, when I look far, like 10, 15 years, I would even go to 80% going online and offline. I'm sorry to say, but yes, there is shops.
I would say that going to shop somewhere outside is now like entertainment.
Exactly. Very good. Very good.
You can choose to go to the cinema, or maybe let's do something.
Exactly. Let's go to the mall. Yeah. Let's go to the mall. It's like an entertainment thing. Yeah.
Exactly, like Whole Foods in US. Like you can go to Whole Foods, but you can also buy some nice, like you can also get your lunch in a very nice way. Like you can eat some nice stuff. That's the experience you cannot get online. But pretty much, so this is becoming like the entertainment part, as you said, the experience part. It's not mandatory. The mandatory stuff you can just do online. 80% of the things, you know. And you are right, Omar. I mean, in 10 years, I don't believe that like there will be too much of that online. By the way, guys, for the sake of the time, but I just want to show you one more thing. I cannot show it to you, but there is a Chinese application called Shein, Shein. It's amazing. On US now, like the downloads are almost closer to TikTok, like TikTok and Shein. And Shein is like a fashion marketplace. Like the Chinese manufacturers, they put apparel online with their Chinese models, etc. And from China, like people enjoy that experience a lot. The experience is more advanced than even Amazon. So I'm just seeing this kind of things that I wanted to share, like, because I am checking the experience, like it's all focused on fashion. You can just buy, and yeah, it's already in US, but so you don't need to wait like 2 months like Alibaba Express, etc. But it's a great experience. Like everybody's not downloading this.
They moved the stocks. They moved the stocks.
Yeah,
to China?
can you imagine? Like, I mean, they even like moved the stock already to US, but it's so it will be again like in 1 week you can get the stuff. So I'm seeing this type of amazing things, like even beyond Amazon, and Amazon is always innovating itself. I mean, trying to find new ideas. Sometimes Amazon is trying to find new ideas only to be more profitable, which is not always the best for the rest of the community, consumers, etc. I wish that like the PPC costs and etc. goes maybe down but also with the slowdown, I guess that will happen as well. So Alex, maybe some final words, like what do you want to, share?
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me, and wonderful talk about the future and what's happening now in the world of e-commerce. So for everybody who is listening, any help that you need in the European Union, please contact me. You can find me on LinkedIn, just right there, Alex Friedman, Wapi company, or you can visit our website, wapi.com. We will help you to analyze what's happening in Poland, what's happening in UK, how to enter the market. We will give you consultations about registering the company if you're from the United States, for example, about the local marketplaces. We will help you with all the warehousing thing, fulfillment, and fast delivery. So anything you need in the European Union, please contact me and we'll do the job in the best way.
I like that very much. So thank you very much, Alex.
Great. Thank you, Alex. Really, really good talk.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hai, as well.
Thank you. Thank you for the time. Bye, guys.
Bye.